Hey, Dave. Will talked about how confident he is in the situations late in the game and that allows him to kind of take off such a swing to get the run. With the game on the line, what are your thoughts and emotions when he is at the plate in those situations?
I'm just confident with Will. I really am. I mean, you've seen it time and time again. The pulse, the heartbeat, stays in the strike zone, doesn't run from it. And, you're not going to be successful every time, but you can just tell when a player embraces those moments. And there's big spots where he can take a walk and takes the walk. There's big spots when he can hit a homer and he hits a homer. So we have a lot of those guys. But I'll tell you, Will, for being a young player, he's right there at the top, and he has a lot of guys to watch in that lineup that can do the same thing. But another big hit for Will.
And what does it say about this team to not allow such a shift of momentum that happened in the seventh to impact the outcome of the game?
It was a team win. I can't. We've had a lot of big wins, and every win's important. But this was a really gutty performance, and you see what Julio did. Knievel coming back. Justin being victim of some bad luck. Kenley giving us 2 innings for the win. That was huge. Blake being great, being a little unlucky. It's baseball. It happens. But guys just keep grinding. And it was really, really fun to watch. Really good team win.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Next question's from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Dave, do you want us to shut up now about extra innings and 1-run loss?
I thought of you, Bill. I thought of you once we won that extra inning 1-run game. I said, I can't wait for Bill Plunkett. Wait for the post game. No, you know what? It's baseball. And like I said, I can't explain all those losses, but I can tonight explain that we got a big hit from Will, and Kenley went out there and pitched 2 innings. So just huge performances by our ball club. And yeah, we checked a couple boxes off with the 1-run and the extra inning game.
In the 7th inning, when things got away from you, first of all, why the move away from Graterol after the hit?
I just think for me, looking at the next 3 or 4 hitters, they were left-handed. This was 3 or 4 for Brusdar. We haven't done that very often to him. So for him to pitch today, it was a conversation. And so for him to face the 2 hitters, the double from Conforto, Justin's been very good for us. So to give him 2 cracks to get through that inning, to get the ball to the 8th and to not push Brusdar, I felt it was the best chance to get through that inning. And a couple unlucky soft balls that found outfield grass. And it's baseball, but if I had to do the same thing again, I would do it again.
And you had Treinen warming up, but didn't go to him after the intentional walk. Is that just left on left there?
Well, because I didn't want I trust Justin against the lefty, and there's a cost, and that's having Treinen potentially doing up and down where we've leaned on him. So if I could get McNeil right there, I could potentially stay away from the up and down, which ultimately happened. But that's not where I wanted to be. But I still trust Justin against lefty, and we just didn't get him right there.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Next question's from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, not to go back to the extra inning stuff, but does it kind of feel like a sense of relief a little bit, kind of getting one of those, you think, for the clubhouse?
Honestly, it just feels good to win that game. Julio put us in a good spot offensively. We had a 4-run cushion, let the lead slip away, and to just win the baseball game, I really don't care. I don't think anyone in that clubhouse cares how we did it. So just happy that we won a ball game.
And then just kind of for something weird, what happened there with Muncy in the 9th inning? Was there like a light or something?
Yeah, they somebody some fan was shining a laser in his eye, and first 2 pitches, so he addressed it. We cleaned it up, but unfortunately he was already in the hole versus Diaz, and so it's just fan coming here trying to think they're helping the home club, but it's just bad, dirty pool.
And you kind of touched on it there, but what can you kind of say about what Kenley was able to do there? Obviously, getting you guys through the 9th, and then
it was incredible. It was incredible. I mean, you talk about Will and what Will did in that big spot. And conversely, you talk about the pitching, and this is a guy that we're leaning on and doesn't run from it, goes 2 innings and, with the lead and wants to pitch it back into that outing. And it was huge. We needed every bit of it. So we wouldn't be where we're at without that big fella.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question is from Ron Kavanagh. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Dave. Just you mentioned Brusdar going 2 or 3. I think it was 2 or 3 for Treinen.
It was 3 or 4.
I'm sorry, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, for both of those guys. Obviously, Kenley needed 2 innings tonight. Is Knable in a place where if he had to go back to back, he could, or would he be down for tomorrow?
Yeah, Corey will be available tomorrow. He's done that through his rehab, that process. So we checked that box. He was efficient tonight, so he'll be available tomorrow. Yes.
And we've talked a little bit about the kind of all or nothing innings this year, where it seems like you guys pour a lot into, a few innings in a game. But the way you guys were able to kind of manufacture runs with the sack flies, were you pleased with that?
I was. Trey Turner's ball just missed clipping a homer or a double, hit it really well, drove in a run. Will got a pitch up, drove in a run. It was really just good baseball. It was fun to kind of tack on a run there, and we needed them. And so we're going to put up big numbers, throughout games, but to get one across here to there, it's just good baseball. It was good to see that.
Thank you.
Next question is from Fabiana Ardaya. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, with Beatty in the 6th, was that just a matter of the short bench, you didn't want to burn him after the run scored?
Yeah. So I think with that, I know that I didn't wave him in. Chris felt or thought that he saw me wave him in. I know I didn't signal him in. But once he was in the batter's box, I was trying to call him back. He was in. So I was trying to get him back so we could let Julio hit, who was done for the night. But ultimately, Matt got in at bat, got on base. And but ideally, I would have used Julio right there in that spot.
And obviously, you're in a position where you're operating with a short bench, and we've discussed how often you've used so many of your relievers. I mean, how difficult has this sort of stretch been, and how much is that going to make sort of decisions difficult tomorrow?
It's not ideal, but it's kind of where we're at. So we've got to kind of navigate it. Justin will be back online as far as a bat off the bench, so which will help. But that's just kind of where we're at, and I've got no problem. We got to navigate it.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Last one's from Mike DiGiovanna. Go ahead, DG.
Dave, the Pete Alonso bat in the 7th, were you going to walk him intentionally, or just kind of let Justin throw one pitch and see what happened and then walk him?
Yeah. It's kind of a probability thing for me, and just kind of seeing where Justin was at. I just didn't see him commanding the baseball. I understand that, whoever wrote a book said you don't put the winning run on first base, but I still felt that the winning run at the plate. But I just felt that right there, I just didn't like the matchup, and I just didn't want this guy to tie the game. And I just liked him against McNeil and felt that we can keep in the ballpark, keep a lead, and have somebody behind him. So that ball got away from Will, or else we'd have got through that inning. So again, that's baseball. It happens. But if I had to do it again, I wouldn't let Alonso beat us in that spot.
I appreciate, showing confidence in Justin, but this guy's making his 4th major league appearance. You have Blake Treinen, and the bullpen hasn't given up a run in 19 appearances. How did you sort of weigh that?
Well, Justin's been a part of that, I think, if I recall.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, but that's a pretty big swing, and veteran guy who's been dominant. I'm just wondering what gave you that confidence in Justin?
Because of what he's done, Mike.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody.